No vea, a Sevilla. Y al último que cuando ya salió la bien de regla.
It is Wednesday on Raid Shadow Legends, but you knew that. So the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles collab event is drawing to a close. It's been an interesting period with some interesting decisions involved. I'm not going to run through the entire thing because that's not why you're here. So I'll just go straight to a part that suggests Plarium has a little bit of difficulty in terms of learning from mistakes. So let's go right to it. Stars of the Jiinang, or Yang, I don't know how you pronounce it, answers in the comments. A mythical relic that could only be crafted from materials obtainable during the collab event. And even then, that's a bit of a stretch, because not only is it a 20% chance at most to get a mythical relic in the first place, but others exist in the pool as well. It's not just stars, well, let's call it Shuriken because everyone else does. You can also get Hollowed Hilts, Volcardiac Heart, and where is it? Zibias, or is it Shibias? I don't know how to pronounce it. I struggle with this sort of thing. I'm British, okay? Servitude, which are fine. They're better than getting a aspect of Siroth if you would have like 6 of them. But if you want Shuriken and only Shuriken and you get something else, you're going to be sad because the materials don't come easy or cheap. So there's a bit of an availability issue, which combined with RNG means that you are never at any point guaranteed to get Shuriken. You weren't guaranteed to get Shredder at any point either, but that's besides the point. So, for one moment, I'd like to have you remember that absolute, unmitigated flop that was Chaos Awakes. Remember Crown of Corruption, the event exclusive mythical relic, which at first would grant the wielder in excess of 80 speeds. Yes, 80. Hollowed Hilt has 24, and this would give you in excess of 80, because the original effect was if you were above half health, this gave you 5% more speed, but it also stacked up to an extra 5% stack product or 6% with rankings, so yeah. And it got changed into how it is now, because it turns out that at first it was, well, kind of fucking stupid. But it turns out that Shuriken is even more absurd in terms of that sort of thing. Sure, Shuriken doesn't give you the speed outright, but it does give you another way to gap close an otherwise insurmountable speed advantage. And in terms of that, we are not quite sure if it's bugged or not. How? Well, let's look at the Supersonic set for a moment, which has been in the game for quite some time now, and the 4-piece set effect, which gives you turn meter based on how many times the opponents buff themselves. Okay, so now you have that memorized. You know how when you improve a relic's rank, it makes the effect stronger? Let's look at it for Stars of Jiinang, shall we? 10 meter boosts up to an extra 40%, right? Well, it turns out that this is not just applying to the Shuriken, it's also applying to the Supersonic set effect as well. Yes. Really. Whether this is intentional or not, we have no idea, but that's what it's doing. So let's just say if a 500 speed Shuzen uses the A3 and you have a 350 speed champion with Shuriken and Supersonic set, you're almost definitely going to cut it and go next. Which kind of seems like that's not meant to happen, but it is. After all, 500 speed is quite hard to get without spending. I mean, you've seen my speed stats, haven't you? Well, 350 speed kind of isn't anywhere near as difficult. Even the Facebook boomers could manage that. Maybe. So, the main points of complaint people are having here is not just the absurd gap closing that Shuriken can do in terms of speed difference, but the fact that it is on a relic, which after this collab event ends in a week or so, becomes permanently unobtainable. It's not like Wand of Submission, which has one of the most absurd passive effects ever printed, but it's also permanently obtainable in the legendary slot from any relic pieces whatsoever. Once the collab event ends, if you don't have Shuriken, then you are sieving and coping. It seems like something Plarium are dragging their heels on a bit, if they're planning to change Shuriken at all. Since while I don't think they should nerf it, they should change it to something that's not quite as unmissable and not quite as unfair to anyone who doesn't have it and can't get it ever again. After all, collab, equipment, or champions, units, whatever you want to call them, should be generally good, but not completely unmissable, so that once a period ends, if you don't have them, then you're buggered. I've said this a few times now. In terms of making them absolutely unmissable, it's just not what you're meant to do. Okay? I mean, we've mentioned this over and over, but it doesn't seem to be sinking in. The funny thing is, you've seen how I play. It doesn't even affect me. I would have no idea if any of my opponents I've gone against have even had this in the first place. I haven't gone first in PvP for the last 3 centuries. But it's the sort of thing where, can we just not do it anyway? Please. I know it makes you a lot of money from the whole fear of missing out aspect, you know. No one wants to feel fear. Fear's not pleasant. You don't want to miss out. You're playing a Gacha Life service game. You've heard this all before. I'm droning on at this point. But you have to draw the line somewhere, right? Or else I'll... Yeah, I forgot where I was going with this. So, yeah. I've been writing a script to read off here, and even that's beginning to trail off. So, I guess that means it's time to end the video then, doesn't it? Yep. I said my piece. Nothing more to say. I'll let you go. See ya.